Hey there, Dr. Albert Wong here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. I'm going to talk today about the notion of the different kinds of resources. If you checked the last video, what we're talking about there is resources to help you deal with trauma. The idea is you don't want to go into the trauma directly. You want to make sure you have enough resources, enough stability, enough groundedness, enough relational support in order to actually engage with the trauma. In this video, I'm actually going to talk about the different kinds of resources that there are. I like to think of them as 8 different categories of resources, and it follows a cool little acronym that goes by the phrase TREATIES. So let's hop to it. TREATIES, the little phrase that I like is, we make treaties with trauma to try and get by. So without further ado, let's jump into the different kinds of support or resources that you could avail yourself of as you're working with a traumatic memory and trying to get to the other side. So, T, R-E-A-T-I-E-S. So these are the different kinds of resources. T stands for time. So, time. The idea is when you're trying to resource and stabilize somebody who is maybe having an emotional flashback, you want to bring them back into typically the safe present time. If you're working with somebody who's having an anxiety or panic attack, fearful of something that's happening in the future, you frequently want to bring them back into the safe present time. If you have somebody who's freaking out about the present, about what they're seeing in front of them, you might want to invite them to revisit a safer time in their memory or their past. Go to their safe time or remembrance or place, or imagine a safe future when they're on the other end of the traumatic event. So time is one of the ways we can try and help people stabilize and support themselves. R stands for relationship. Relations. And that idea is that there are people around us who can be resources for us. Maybe we have friends, maybe we have pets. If you commune with nature, sometimes you have a relationship with nature. So R stands for relationships. That sense of I am connected to other people in a relationship. Okay, so that's number 2. E stands for expression. So frequently when we're traumatized, we lose our voice, we can't express. So one way out of trauma is to rediscover our expressive capacity. What is our voice? How can we reclaim our voice when it's been taken away? So expression is a valuable and important resource capacity. We feel better about who we are. We feel safer in the world when we're able to express ourselves, feel connected and heard. A stands for action. So sometimes during trauma, we aren't able to have agency or take action in our bodies. So if we're able to actually find an action that we can do that helps us feel mobilized and engaged in the world, that is in and of itself resourcing and sometimes reparative. T stands for thoughts. Something that happens during trauma is that our thoughts frequently get hijacked. So if we're able to find a supportive thought, a resourcing thought like, I am safe, I am okay, I am good, I am protected, I am loved, I'm good enough just the way I am, right? If we can find a resourcing thought, that can actually also help us stabilize. I stands for image. Sometimes if we've been traumatized, we're flooded with activating images. So if we can evoke in our imagination an image that is actually a resource for us, it could be a visual image like the sight of our sanctuary at church, or the site of our familiar stomping grounds. Image really represents the different sensory kind of things. So maybe there's a sound, right, that is evocative and helps you feel safe, but maybe it's the sight of something that helps you feel safe. So maybe there's just certain images that are soothing. Maybe there's certain colors, right, that help you feel soothed. Pastel colors, or blue soothing pictures of nature or the water, right? So sometimes images can be very soothing. E stands for emotion, okay? And one thing that trauma does is it frequently puts us into these kinds of tight, bound emotions that are hard to bear. And so just letting yourself feel emotions that feel good for you. If you can evoke an emotional feeling of calmness or peace, that can be very resourcing. So finding things that help you anchor into those more easy emotions to feel, right? That can be very resourcing. And last but not least is sensation, okay? Sensation. Typically, by that we mean interoception, or what's it like to feel inside our body. And if we can find one place is sometimes all you need, where there's an easy enough sensation in our bodies, that can make the world of difference. If there's one place inside ourselves that feels neutral or even good, that can be a shelter inside the storm. All right, so that's the acronym TREATIES, and those are the 8 different resources that you can use to help you ground during trauma. Thanks for listening. For more tips and tricks, please follow for more. Right.